Have you ever wondered what you should never Google? It's a question that might not cross our minds often, but it's worth considering. There's a world of information at our fingertips, but not everything we stumble upon is sunshine and roses. Some searches can lead us down a rabbit hole of disturbing content, others to illegal activities, and some might even put us in danger. The vastness of the internet can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, it is an invaluable resource for knowledge and discovery, but on the other, it can expose us to elements that are best left unexplored. It's crucial to navigate this digital landscape with caution, knowing what is safe to search and what's not. So if you've ever been curious about the dark corners of the internet or simply want to keep your browsing experience safe and pleasant, stick around. Let's dive into the top 10 things you should never Google. Number 10 on our list is your symptoms. Yes, you heard that right. The internet may be a treasure trove of information, but it's also a breeding ground for misinformation. When you're not feeling well, it's tempting to type your symptoms into a search bar and hope for the best. But, let's be honest, this often leads to more panic than peace. It's called cyberchondria, the unfounded escalation of concerns about common symptomology based on review of search results and literature online. This is not to say that all health information online is unreliable. However, it's crucial to remember that a web page can't replace a healthcare professional's years of training and experience. Self-diagnosis can lead to misinterpretation and unnecessary anxiety. It's always best to consult a medical professional who can evaluate your symptoms in a comprehensive manner. So the next time you're feeling unwell, resist the urge to Google your symptoms. Number 9 is anything illegal. Now this seems like it should go without saying, but let's delve a little deeper. The internet is like a vast ocean with its depths holding countless treasures and dangers alike. But among these, there's a line that shouldn't be crossed, that of illegal activities. You might think, I'm just curious, or I'm not actually doing anything wrong. But here's the kicker. Searching for illegal activities can land you in hot water with the law. Yes, even if you're just browsing. Authorities have ways of tracking such online activities, and you'd be surprised at the extent of their reach. Plus, your internet service provider could be legally obliged to report such activities. So before you let curiosity lead you down a dark alley of the World Wide Web, remember this: your virtual footprint is more visible than you might think. Remember, the internet is not as anonymous as you might think. Coming in at number 8 are dangerous stunts. We've all seen them. Those jaw-dropping, heart-stopping feats of daring that leave us on the edge of our seats. However, the thrill of watching these stunts should never cross the line into trying to replicate them ourselves. The internet is flooded with videos of people attempting dangerous stunts, often with disastrous results. They may make for captivating viewing, but the reality is far from glamorous. These stunts are typically performed by trained professionals who understand the risks involved and have spent years perfecting their craft. Attempting to recreate them without the same level of expertise can lead to serious injury, or even worse. Safety should always come first, and no amount of online fame is worth risking your health or life for. So, the next time you're tempted to try that crazy stunt you saw online, just remember, it's best to leave these stunts to the professionals. Number 7 is disturbing content. Now, this one's a bit tricky. The internet is a vast library of knowledge, but it also harbors some deeply unsettling content. Be it violent videos, gruesome images, or morbid stories, such content can be psychologically damaging and not suitable for all viewers. The human mind is impressionable, and exposure to such material can have long-lasting impacts, inducing anxiety, fear, or even trauma. It's not just about the immediate effects either. Over time, frequent exposure to disturbing content can desensitize us, making us numb to the horrors and injustices of the real world. So, while the internet gives us the freedom to explore and learn, it's vital to maintain a healthy boundary and not venture into the darker realms. Remember, not everything needs to be seen or known. Your curiosity might lead you to some dark corners of the internet, so be cautious. Halfway through our list at number 6 is personal information. Now you might think this is common sense, but it's surprising how often people overlook this rule. The internet is a public space, and anything you share can potentially be seen by anyone, anywhere. This includes your full name, address, social security number, and even your pet's name if you're using it as a security question. The risk here isn't just about embarrassment or unwanted attention, It's about the severe dangers of identity theft and online scams. There are people out there who make a living off stealing others' identities, and they're always on the lookout for vulnerable targets. Your personal information is like a goldmine to them. So, before you make that next post or fill out that online form, pause and think. Ask yourself, do I really need to share this? More often than not, the answer will be no. Remember, privacy is paramount. At number 5 is anything that scares you. We all have our fears, right? The dark, spiders, clowns, heights, or even the unknown. And while it's completely natural to be curious about these fears, seeking them out online can lead to unnecessary anxiety. Digital platforms are a smorgasbord of information, and not all of it is helpful or healthy. Imagine this. You're afraid of spiders. You decide to Google them, and suddenly you're bombarded with images and facts that make your skin crawl. You're not learning to overcome your fear, you're just feeding it. The internet can be a wonderful tool for understanding and overcoming our fears, but it can also amplify them. It's a double-edged sword. So if you find yourself tempted to search for something that scares you, think twice. It's important to manage your online consumption to maintain a healthy mind. Coming in at number 4 are harmful substances. Now, this might sound like a no-brainer, but you'd be surprised at how many people fall into the trap of trying to self-medicate or experiment with substances they know little about. Google is not a reliable source for this information. The internet is filled with anecdotal evidence, misinformation, and a lack of context that can lead to harmful consequences. Instead of learning about these substances online, it's best to consult a certified professional or trusted authority. Consider this: not everything you read online is regulated or verified. This means that anyone can share information, regardless of their qualifications or the quality of their sources. Furthermore, searching for ways to use harmful substances can potentially put you on the radar of law enforcement agencies. It's just not worth the risk. If you need help with substance abuse, there are many resources available. Google isn't one of them. Reach out to a professional or a trusted support network. Your health and well-being are too important to gamble with. Number 3 on our list is anything that incites hate. The internet is indeed a vast ocean of information, but not all waters are safe to tread. There are corners filled with content that breeds hate, discrimination, and animosity. Such content can be harmful, not just to the individual who stumbles upon it, but also to the wider online community. When we search for or engage with content that incites hatred or discrimination, we indirectly contribute to a toxic online environment. This type of content can perpetuate stereotypes, foster misunderstanding, and escalate conflicts. It's a ripple effect that can lead to real-world consequences. Instead, we should use the internet as a tool to promote understanding, acceptance, and respect. Let's seek out content that educates, uplifts, and unites. Remember, the internet is what we make of it. It can be a tool for spreading love or a weapon for spreading hate. Let's strive for a more inclusive and respectful internet. Number 2 is graphic images. As we delve deeper into the digital world, we are often exposed to images that can be disturbing or violent in nature. It's not just about the shock value, but the potential psychological harm that can come from viewing such content. Graphic images can be anything from road accidents to violent crimes. They can be real or doctored, but the impact is often the same. They can instigate fear, sadness, or even desensitization to violence. They can disturb your peace of mind and even lead to stress or anxiety. Moreover, the internet is like a grand library that archives everything, including the graphic content. Once you stumble upon such images, it's hard to unsee them. They can linger in your mind, causing distress at unexpected times. So while the internet is a treasure trove of information and entertainment, it's also a minefield that needs careful navigation. It's important to be mindful of your online consumption. And finally, at number 1 is anything you wouldn't want others to know. This one might seem obvious, but it's a point that is often overlooked in the digital age. Privacy is a valuable commodity and should be guarded fiercely. Remember, your search history isn't as private as you might think. Did you know that your internet service provider can see every site you visit? Even if you're using incognito mode or private browsing, your searches aren't completely hidden. Moreover, certain websites and platforms can track your activity and use it for targeted advertising, or worse, it could fall into the wrong hands. Let's not forget about the people who have physical access to your devices. Family, friends, co-workers. They all could potentially see what you've been up to if they get a hold of your unlocked phone or computer. So the rule of thumb? If you wouldn't want it on a billboard for the world to see, don't search it. Always be mindful of what you search online. So, there you have it, the top 10 things you should never Google. We've journeyed through the pitfalls of WebMD self-diagnoses to the dangers of Googling anything illegal. We've warned against the perils of seeking out dangerous stunts and disturbing content, and the risks of exposing personal information online. We've explored the fear factor of searching for things that scare you, the harm in looking up harmful substances, and the negativity that can stem from anything that incites hate. We've shown the distress that can come from seeking out graphic images and the privacy issues of Googling anything you wouldn't want others to know. Each topic underlines the importance of being careful and responsible when using the internet. It's a vast, fascinating, and sometimes scary place, but it's also a tremendous resource if used correctly. Remember, the internet is a powerful tool, but it's up to you to use it wisely.